welcome back.
Welcome.
We're talking about home design,
Home
right?
tip, yeah. We were talking. Now that's not the topic, but I was hoping it was. And Brenda said I could come to her house and she could, because hers it's Victorian.
It is. Yep.
And my house is what they call country farmhouse.
Okay.
So, and it's blue. Everything in it's blue. So I've got to do something about it because blue is not my. I got a blue dress on today. No, blue is like one of my most unfavorite colors. I don't like the color blue. I don't like purple.
Well,
gold and
reds
red.
and golds.
Yeah, see, red and gold.
Burgundy,
Red and gold,
yeah.
green, browns, things like that. And since we're talking about colors, and we teach children colors while we homeschool them, what exactly, are you guys a large group? I mean, is this a large organized group, HomeStyle Christian Educators, or when you're trying to get organized?
HomeStyle Christian Educators has been organized for about 8 years.
Wow, okay.
We've had anywhere from, depending on the membership, anywhere from 30 families up to 50 families, depending on how they want to be active in it.
Now, do you pool your resources? Is that the purpose of it?
Yes, it's to pool resources, to have socialization for the kids, just to provide them opportunities, educational and socially.
Yeah. My sister used to live in Conway, and there was a group. Now, her kids weren't homeschooled, but some of her friends participated, and like one of the mothers had taught like high school science or something before she had decided to stay home and raise kids, and she basically taught science, you know, the higher things that some other parents didn't really feel all that comfortable. And so they kind of, and then they went to one lady's house, several of them, and she did art, and then they went to, and so the women themselves kind of pulled their talents. And I said, well, you know, I mean, I'm a professional educator, but math past about 5th grade, I would have been going, here, kid, knock yourself out.
Right. Yeah, and you have to do that when you homeschool because you don't know everything. And like my husband has taught a biology class, and he's done science experiments and stuff, so he does that. So some of the mothers and some of the fathers pool together.
Has the internet helped? Are there things on the internet you can use?
Yes, there are internet-based classes, there's internet-based schools, you can do DVD, you can do satellite, you can do, you know, your textbook. However, there are a lot
are you under a certain curriculum? Do you have to, I mean, a lot of the homeschooling organizations, you have to follow everything that they give you. Are you that way, or do you have to do it that way? You don't have to.
No. And the state of Arkansas doesn't regulate what curriculum you have to use. You are free to choose which curriculum.
But aren't there stages where they have to test to make sure that they're where they need to be? 3rd through 9th grade. So there is a criteria that you have to follow to
pass the test.
To pass
the
test.
Little Daniel flunk. Little Danny boy home about 3rd grade, he doesn't pass the test. Can the state then make me send him to public school? They can't do that?
Not according. Every state has different homeschool laws.
Okay.
There are some states, I believe like Wisconsin and Iowa, where they actually monitor what you teach and they come into your home. Then there are states like, I think it's Texas, you don't even have to tell them you're homeschooling.
Oh, really?
And you don't test or anything. So it goes by state.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Like for example, I have to go into the superintendent's office and I fill out a form about like my educational background that I have, you know, bachelor's and all that, as well as I write down the curriculum. I happen to use Bob Jones University, which is a DVD series.
Now, does that go all through elementary school on up?
You can go the whole way if you wanted.
Oh, wow.
And it is truly, I mean, it's an awesome.
Isn't there a certain amount of comfort when you go into a program like that where you know you're not missing
especially
anything?
for me, because I'm a music teacher.
And you're like, okay, I can do the piano, but then after that, we're going to do more fuzzy. Yeah.
And you can actually enroll your children in accredited programs, and you send the work to the schools, and they grade it, and then so they can actually come out with an accredited diploma out of high school. So.
Are there, you know, some people have talked about homeschooling that you're not in a community situation where you have you interact with a lot of people. How is that affected when you do homeschooling?
Well, in my case, of course, you've met my daughter, and you know that she's around lots of people all the time. So
you're active in your church, and that's one way to.
And the community. I do a lot of volunteer in the community, and often she's come here. It's just today she's practicing piano because we hadn't got it done. So you know, for most, and that's another reason we're trying to have these classes kind of set up on Thursdays, where many families will come together. They can take strings. There will be a choir. There's going to be
Okay, now you lost us.
PE.
What classes? You
Yes.
jumped into what classes are you offering?
Right. So there's going to be a choir class. There will be a PE class, which are more extracurricular. A handbell class. There's going to be two tutors for high school. What's the one lady's name?
Hillary Shue, she does English and literature.
Okay. Now,
So
where
she
are you
has
going to
that.
meet at? Because you started talking about classes and haven't mentioned
this
it yet.
actually is our exciting kickoff. You know, I have to have a way to start your year. So this is August, if she can, August
that I can
21st.
read.
Is that too small? It's a pancake breakfast, and then we're going to go bowling.
Okay, at the Mountain Home Bible Church.
Yeah, and that's just the facility that
Yes.
this will take place at. And it's at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I had to look. So August 21st, which is not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, would be when that's why they wanted to come on as a group so that they can let homeschoolers know that here's the opportunity to find out what classes will be offered. As she mentioned, there will be tutors that will be there if they want to sign up. I mean, they will have to pay them, because that's part of providing that education from a very proficient person versus those of us who don't know it well. And then there's also going to be a World's Fair this year where all of the families are going to sign up for different countries. We've already got 15 signed up from like Egypt, Burkina Faso, which is in Africa, Ireland, Scotland, and they're going to have it open to the community. And I believe it's November 12th. Thank you, November 12th. And so that they will have different types of foods, and they will have learned how to say hi and bye. And each booth, the people in the community can come and see what they've learned as a family in their homeschooling, for just a really neat way to introduce. We as Americans are we're the melting pot of the world, and get to And so if someone's out there, for example, that maybe is from a different country, now that you've heard this and you've got costumes or recipes, you know what I'm saying, that would be a wonderful thing to email, or I guess phone. What's your phone number?
Oh, my phone number.
Yeah, look at her. Just give Michelle's phone.
Yeah. No, they could call me. It's 430-5646.
So you're
yeah.
looking for people who would have ethnic skills, for lack of a better word, to bring
Right,
in and
right,
share their
yeah.
nationality. Now, what about if there are parents out there that are listening who would like to join this HomeStyle Christian Education? They've been homeschooling, or they're thinking about homeschooling, and they might like to sit down and pick your brains and find out if it's a good idea for them after all or not. Because it's not the best idea for everybody.
No, it's not. Right, right.
So
yes.
how would they go about doing that? Do you have a website? Do you have a number?
We are working on a website, but they are welcome to call me.
Once again, 403?
Yeah, 430-5646. And then our other contact lady, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind, Lori Morrison, and her phone number is 405-4806. And we actually have a lending library where we pool all our resources and books and things that we are no longer using, and then we lend them out to families who need them, and they use them for the year or however long they need them, and then bring them back.
Where do you get your textbooks? I mean, if someone was going to have to buy, do you just purchase them from a textbook publisher like a school would?
You can. I tell you, the market for homeschooling materials is like
Huge.
multi-million dollar.
Oh, I bet so.
It's a huge market. You can get them from people who make their own, and print their own, have made their own to serve certain needs of their children, or you can go to school curriculum that private schools use, and you can go straight to those companies like Abeka and Bob Jones and Alpha and Omega that they use in schools, and you can even get Houghton Mifflin.
Really?
Yes,
Good.
you can whatever you're looking for, you will be able to find. And it's just a simple search on the internet will pull up more information than you can probably handle.
Yeah, I was better off when I didn't know all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you said you offered social and community opportunities for students, such as?
Basketball, volleyball.
Now you play these at the church gym or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
actually rent the Hinkston and
Right,
the
they
public
rent
school.
different- public school
yeah.
gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the churches aren't big enough.
Aren't big enough?
Yeah, to hold, like, at least I know with the basketball.
Right.
Because I've gone to some of the games, because some of the youth are in our, church, and they play on it. But, like, for example, they have the bug fair. Well, they go to the fair together, just like the public school do. The bug fair at ASU, they go to the berry farm. There's a lady by the name of Stacy Myers who's going to be coordinating field trips. Even we just learned about a horse place. I can't remember